What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you. Guys, white dudes for Harris is a thing. This is something that's going on out here, and I want to dive into this, guys, because listen, this is not a political channel. I said this before. I'm not necessarily a political analyst. I'm just a guy who makes observations. I tell you my point of view, as I say in the beginning of each and every one of these videos, and this happens to be a common theme that I've been talking about for a long time. The point that I'm trying to make here is that the black point of view is not something that should be used or weaponized or virtue signaled over and taken for granted. Like, we shouldn't be perceived as a monolith. This is something that I and others have been talking about for a very, very long time. And this, guys, would be the ultimate in virtue signaling and identity politicking that I've ever seen since I've been talking about this. So I want to dive into this white dudes for Harris thing, guys. And you guys know I did a video not too long ago called "If They Want My Opinion, They'll Give It to Me." I've always felt like black people, black fans of Star Wars, of Star Trek, of all of these things, we don't have a voice. People speak for us. They tell us what our interests are supposed to be, right? So white dudes for Harris is something that's going on. And I want to read this to you from Variety.com so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. I will give you my commentary about this, but let's get familiar with this, all right? It says here, Jeff Bridges, J.J. Abrams, and of course, Mark Hamill, and more help raise money on white dudes for Harris Zoom call. Now, Jeff Bridges, J.J. Abrams, and Mark Hamill are among the Hollywood figures who joined Monday night's White Dudes for Harris Zoom fundraising and organizing rally. I tried to sign on to that, by the way, but they said, no, this is strictly for white dudes. Negro, you go somewhere else. I'm sure there's a Zoom call for you somewhere else. Segregation. The event, which is being broadcast on YouTube, by the way, I didn't really do that, but I'm just saying it's white dudes for Harris. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be welcome. The event, which is being broadcast on YouTube, has currently raised more than $3 million. Actually, update that because Mark Hamill just updated it on X. More than $4 million for Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. I qualify, man. I'm white. I'm a dude. And I'm for Harris, said Bridges, who played the uber laid-back character, the Dude, in the Coen brothers' 1998 film, The Big Lebowski. I'm excited, man, Bridges added. Meanwhile, filmmaker J.J. Abrams promised during the call to match $50,000 raised from attendees. More than 140,000 people signed up for the gathering, which featured appearances from actors including Hamill, Sean Astin, Josh Groban, Josh Gad, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I always mess up his name, and Bradley Whitford. Democratic officials who participated include Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, all of whom have been considered possible running mates for Harris. How often in 100 days do you get to change the trajectory of the world? How often in 100 days do you get to do something that's going to impact generations to come? Walz was asking. And how often in the world do you make that bastard, I guess he's talking about Trump, how often in the world do you make that bastard wake up afterwards and know that a black woman kicked his ass and sent him on the road? And you know, wait a minute, and you know that's something that guy's going to have to live with for the rest of his life, Walz said of former President Donald Trump. See, this is what I'm talking about, right? It can't be that you're just backing your candidate, right? It can't be you're backing who you think is going to do the right job. You have to frame it that it's a black woman, as if this is a strike for all black women. This is a power move for all black women. It's a flex for all black women. A black woman kicked his ass. This is something you believe in. Once again, they're doing this supposedly in the name of black women, of blackness, even though I know personally many black women who are not Kamala Harris supporters. This is the reason why I post their statements on my X page so everyone can see when it's all said and done. This was not some great moment in black history. Black people are not all behind Kamala Harris. There's a lot of black people who don't even acknowledge her as black. All right, that's not a stance that I'm taking. It doesn't matter to me. All that matters is the job that she's doing or not doing. And I really don't think that she's capable. I really don't think that she's qualified for doing what she has to do on a world stage, okay? Because there are different leaders of different worlds. And it's not enough that she is someone who makes us feel better. She has to perform on a world stage as well, right? So I have my skepticism about that, all right? But this is the way these people are framing it. Black women, a black woman kicked Donald Trump's ass and sent him on the road. You know that's something he's going to have to live with for the rest of his life. He called him a bastard. Also, on Monday, a Women for Harris organizing call occurred and included actor, you don't say, Yvette Nicole Brown, author Min Jing Lee, social activist Gloria Steinem, Chelsea Clinton, and more. Okay, so this is what you got going on, guys. All right, so the point that I'm trying to make here, right? Back who you want to back, all right? Support who you want to support, but please stop using black people the way that they are. Black people, can you not see what's going on here? It's the same thing they do in Hollywood. This is why I don't mind talking about this, even though I'm not a political activist, because this is the point that I'm trying to make, all right? Our struggle has always been one of recognizing our humanity to the point where we have equal rights. We should have equal rights in consideration to our ability to think, to make decisions, to have political opinions. We shouldn't all be put on the same thought plantation, because once you do that, yes, you are a mental slave. Once again, you are on this plantation. Joe Biden actually said famously, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Really? That's a prerequisite for being black, who you vote for? But this is more of the same, okay? Vote for who you want to vote for. I've said this a million times, but don't act like all black people feel this way. Don't take for granted the black vote the way that people are. It's amazing that once Trump got shot a few weeks back, and it started looking like numbers were starting to change, you started seeing there was a 31% increase in black women's support. It's amazing what has happened since then. And I talked about this on X as well. All of a sudden, Joe Biden had to be kicked out. He had to be forced out, even though 2 days earlier, he said, I'm not going anywhere. He was forced out. Now Kamala is here. All right. You got white dudes for Harris, white dudes for Kamala, whatever they're calling it, right? They raised over $4 million. White women broke Zoom, raising over $12.5 million in the course of like 2 days. Okay. You had one with black women also on Zoom, right? All of these people. And my question to you is, where's all this goodwill? With all of this money that you can raise in less than a month, why do the hoods still look the way they fucking look, right? Why is the open air drugs still what they are? Why are the schools still broken down? Why are the death rates still what they are, right? Why are black women still dying in childcare, in labor, and things like that? What's going on? Like, how can you raise all this money and claim that this is in the name of black women or black people, and things continue to look the way that they look? This is nothing new. Oh, just give Kamala Harris a chance. No. This is something that these Democrats have been doing for a long time. Once again, just focusing on the Democrats, because these are the ones that everyone is saying now are the black champions, because you got this so-called black woman who's running. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is what we're looking at now. All of a sudden, you know, this is the answer to everything. All of us white people are going to put all of this money into Kamala Harris. Now, if I were black, I would be thinking to myself, okay, well, what exactly, is she going to do that warrants us to be so devoted to her? Show us something. It seems to me like the only thing that she's offering is the possibility of beating Trump. That's it. That's all she has to do. Just be black and beat Trump. After that, do whatever you want, right? But black people are not allowed to wonder such things, right? Like, I wonder I wonder, right? And I'm being consistent, by the way, guys. I'm being consistent because, as some of you know, earlier this year, probably around March or so, we started seeing pictures of this dude or a couple of dudes standing around wearing t-shirts that said "Niggas for Trump." Niggas for Trump. At the time, I actually said that has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Niggas for Trump. First of all, I'm not a nigga, and second of all, let me just bring something up here because I actually addressed this back in March. I wrote on X, there's a picture of a white guy, this Steven Stroker, I hardly know her. Anyway, he's talking about, he's wearing an actual t-shirt that says "Niggas for Trump," white guy, "Niggas for Trump 2024." And I wrote at the time, it confuses everyone when I say that I truly believe that black people will never know themselves until they identify as human before black. One day, everyone will understand. Call me what you want. I'll speak your language, but I know what I am and what I am not. In other words, don't say that niggas for Trump have anything to do with black people. It's ridiculous. If you want to say that Trump has black supporters, okay, fine, you can say that. But first of all, that wasn't raising any, as far as I know, they weren't raising any funds, for Trump. You know what I mean? It's hard to get black people to raise funds for anybody, but you certainly wouldn't see any high profile celebrities coming out, high profile black celebrities especially, coming out to say, yes, I support Trump. Yes, I'm giving money over to Trump. You won't see it. As a matter of fact, we had this story a few years ago, where singer Chrisette Michele, she called herself wanting to sing at Trump's inauguration, and practically nobody has heard from her since. Let me just read this off of Vibe.com. Cancel culture is alive and well. At least it's supposed to be. In 2017, Chrisette Michele sang and this is a black R&B singer. She sang at Donald Trump's inauguration, believing that the performance would be a chance to be a bridge during a time when the country was severely divided, as it is now. However, few understood the Epiphany singer's intentions, and instead, fans immediately wrote her off. Following the performance, Michelle lost an album distribution deal, received countless death threats, and was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and suffered a miscarriage. I mean, that's not funny, but this is what happens if you're an actual black woman, right, who we're supposed to be supporting, who goes the wrong way. I mean, look at what's going on with Candace Owens. We talk about, support and respect, protect the black woman, but as soon as Candace Owens says anything, this bitch over here, you don't give a fuck about black women. The only thing you care about is how much you can use black women. The only thing you care about is how much you can use black people. So you have to ask yourself, what are these people, these well-meaning white people, these liberals, these card-carrying members of the American Society of Magical Liberals, what exactly are they supporting? Well, let me put something on your mind, and then I got to get up out of here, okay? All right, here, I want you to listen to something right now, okay? Yes. Hold on. This is Kamala Harris's husband, and he wants to tell you who Kamala Harris is. All right, this is coming from Kamala Harris's husband. I can't pronounce his name. You can look it up. But listen to this. This is who's Kamala Harris. All right, and why are we giving all of this money to Kamala Harris? Something you might want to think about. Okay, here we go.
Let me just make this clear. Vice President Harris has been and will be a strong supporter of Israel as a secure, democratic, and Jewish state, and she will always ensure that Israel can defend itself, period. That's who Kamala Harris is.
Okay, that's from the man who knows her the best. All right, now, there's nothing wrong with supporting Israel. There's nothing wrong with supporting Ukraine. Throw billions of dollars at them. It's fine, okay? But my question is to you, would you ever hear anybody say of Kamala Harris that she is determined and dedicated to the upliftment of the black community, to protecting the black community and defending the black community's ability to defend itself? That's who Kamala Harris is. No, you will never hear it. You won't hear it because she's supposed to be a president of all the people. And we're talking about Americans, all right, black Americans. We're not talking about somewhere over in Israel, somewhere over in Ukraine, somewhere over in Haiti. We're not talking about anything like that. We're talking about here in America, right? Black Americans are suffering in these hoods. As I said, the schools are crumbling, right? The neighborhoods are drug infested, gun, you got so many people dying every weekend in Chicago and places like that. But she's not allowed, as a so-called black woman, to say, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to run on. And you don't require her to do that, black people, do we? No, we don't. All we require her to do is be black and beat Trump. That's it. That's all we require. So all of these people are throwing all of this money, right? Black people, where's your money going to get you? I'm just asking, all right? You can wonder about Trump and all of that stuff. Everybody knows. Listen, if you know that you're not going to vote for Trump, that's fine, okay? That's fine. So we're talking about who you are voting for, okay? I think that's more important. If Kamala Harris has got your support, if she's got your money, if she's got your vote, then I think the more pressing concern is what is she going to do for you, okay? And all of these people who are doing this, who are giving all of these millions of dollars, now that they got Joe Biden to sit down or to lay down, whatever, the question is, what exactly are they doing? Especially if they're doing it in your name. If they're raising funds in the name of black women, then black women need to be the first ones asking, what is she going to do for us before you place your vote? Okay? I'm only here to point out the hypocrisy of it. That's it. Okay? This isn't an endorsement. It's not an endorsement for this one or that one. All right. It's just something that I'm noticing. It's something that I'm seeing. It's a question that I'm asking, guys. All right. If you have any answers, and it can't be personal attacks, guys. So many people have a problem with the messenger. You ever heard of the concept, don't shoot the messenger? But that's something else we do way too much in the black community. We're so quick. You a coon! You a coon! You a coon! Bro, okay. All right. All right. It's not something that I haven't heard before. All right. The question is, do you have a fully functioning, independent, free-thinking brain to actually formulate, ask a question, and seek an answer? That's it. Now, you can get in the comment section, guys. You can let me know what you feel about all of this. As usual, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. If you want to donate to my channel, you can hit the super thanks feature. You know what the funny thing is before this video, let me know. I bet there's a paid ad from Kamala Harris asking you for $5, even though she just raised over like almost $200 million. She's on the front of my video asking for $5. Let me know if that happens. All right, guys. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.